हेलो एवरीबॉडी, गुड इवनिंग। कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? आर यू गाइज गुड? आर यू गाइज डूइंग गुड? या so today for many days we have been doing the same thing over and over again. For many lives we have been doing the same thing that I have been calling my students, and you guys they've been answering your questions. So today I thought of directly taking your questions and answers. थोड़ा सा change भी हो जाता है, and I'll have more time for your questions and answers. So many of you are aware that I am advised by the doctor to keep it a little easy, not get too much into action mode because of my health issues, which is improving every single second. But still I need to take it easy, so I'll be a little what happened to your health? How are you now? Yeah, I'm good, Deeps. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. December 28th, yeah, I'd met with an accident in US, and multiple fractures on the same leg, and I'm recovering, thank you. But then I also had complex other things with it because of the fall and everything. So there's medication going on. So I'm just... Doctors have suggested that keep it a little easy, okay? Don't get into the usual Rajni mode. So I will try to avoid going to the usual Rajni mode, and I will take your questions and answers, okay? Yeah. Good health and lots of training. Thank you so much. I'm so much better. I'm so much better, yeah. And God willing, very soon I will be walking on my 2 feet, yeah. So it's a matter of the plaster getting off. The worst is behind me. Yeah. All right. So today's topic is behaviors and aggression. Yeah. We get a lot of, feedback that Rajni ma'am, what you say is not right. Okay, that's not what you should do for a kid on the spectrum. Yeah, so every thought is welcome, and I thought of doing this live today, addressing this thought. Yeah, a lot of people say, don't put the child into a structure, let them be free, they will learn the best when they're free. Lots of ideas and thoughts like these doing rounds. Okay, now most of the people, there's a pattern that I've observed, and I'll start with that. My voice is clear to everybody, right? Because I choose not to go too loud. Yeah. So there's a pattern that I have observed. Most of the people who are complaining about that this is not the right therapy, this is not the right approach, have children who are in the age bracket of 13, 14, and they are still seeking answers. So that in itself, ladies and gentlemen, is a proof enough that if you've been following a modality for 13, 14 years, 11 years, 10 years, 8 years, the child is, and you very firmly believe that expectation setting, putting them into a structure, physically restraining them from hitting, making them sit at a place, all of that is not the right thing to do. Then you believe that you've been following the right things, right? Yes? Then why did it happen that your child is 13 and you're still seeking answers? Just a simple question. Because sounds from the kitchen less, please. Awaz kam. If this theory wasn't working, and if what you say that it works, then why haven't you found results till 13, 12, 11 years of age? Why are there still behaviors is my question. It's a very simple question. and logic straight in the face, right? Now, a lot of people hate me for the too much of bluntness or straightness or in the face questions I ask, but that is who I am, and that is how I think life should be dealt with. We have people who come into the system, with a kid who's, let's say, 3 years. In 6 months, the behaviors vanish like they did not exist. Yeah? Now, here is a parent who's been into a system, okay, for 6 months, and now there are no behaviors. Yeah? We hardly have a parent who joined us like 3 years ago and the behaviors still exist. No. So if they joined us 3 years ago, in 6 months, behaviors became history. But when a 13-year-old's parent says, I'm looking for answers and I don't think that what you're saying is right, I'm not impressed, I think I should be leaving the child free to their devices to do what they want to do, then that approach, my dear friend, has not been working. The very fact that you are still seeking answers. Give me a thumbs up if you think I'm making sense. Give me a thumbs up if you think I'm making sense. Yeah? Let me see if you are also on the same page as me. Am I making sense to each one of you here? अगर आप कहते हैं कोई चीज़ काम करती है तो वो आपके बच्चे में दिखनी चाहिए ना कि काम की है. अगर आप बच्चा आपने अधेड़ उम्र का कर लिया, हाँ, और फिर भी वो काम नहीं कर रही है, तो आप किस बेसिस पे कह रहे हैं कि वो चीज़ काम करती है और जो हम बता रहे हैं वो काम नहीं करता? सिंपल ही सवाल पूछा मैंने आपसे. अब देखते हैं कि बिहेवियर्स और अग्रेशन को ठीक करने का सशक्त का, रजनी का क्या तरीका है, ओके? और जो guaranteed without medicine, and we have 100% success rate provided people follow. Okay, for those who will say, yeah, I joined but I didn't follow, that doesn't qualify. I joined, I followed, I did it. It's 100% success rate. Okay, so here is what you do. When it comes to an autistic child, they really crave predictability. They don't want anything unpredictable. That kicks in a lot of anxiety. Okay. After that, we start running to the OT and this and that and God knows everything. Okay. But what happens is that if they're not aware of what's gonna happen, then it's a problem. Also, they don't know what they're supposed to do. That is the power of structure. So when you say, don't put the child in structure, you have taken the very tool from the hands of the child. You have taken Rajni's chashma away. Now for her to see is so much more difficult. Got it? How can you take my chashma away and expect me to read so clearly? I can't. Yeah? Because this was a tool. So when you give a structure to the, have you written any book? 25, one kind of fiction, non-fiction, and children's books, 25, about 50 of them, customized and non-customized. Supriya, put the link of our app here. People, I would request you to download our app. We have an app now. So we have all the books that we have done: English, math, reading, comprehension, EVS, customized books, teaching date, teaching calendar, teaching months of the year, storytelling, sequencing. You will be overwhelmed all over the place because that's what we do. Okay, so just put the link in the Supriya, put the link of the app and pin it, right? So that and I would request everybody to go download the app because we keep adding new free courses also there. Yeah, so it will help you. So going back to the topic, now when you are dealing with a kid on the autism spectrum, first thing to remember is you need a structure that makes it more comfortable, safe and predictable for the child. Okay, irrespective of what anybody says. When somebody says structure is nonsense, ask them what is the age of your kid and why are you still struggling. only 2 questions, and that will answer it all. Okay, now when you give a structure, it has to be very clearly told to the child. For example, we are going to such and such wedding, mall, shop, railway station, airport, etc. So we are going here. Pick up from Google. Technology is a blessing today. Pick up from Google all the pictures, okay, that you need. So if you're going to the airport, you pick up the picture of the airport. This is structuring, okay? Yeah. So you show it to the kid and you say, we are going here. Okay. How are you supposed to walk here? And it will go to the basics, okay? You put your hands in your pocket. Now, a lot of people say, my child doesn't understand so much. Agreed. What do? You say, airport. Mummy, daddy, Jay, airport. In car, airport. You show the picture. In the car, you say, where are we going? Where are we going? Airport. Say, hands in pocket. Take the hands, put in pocket. Let the grammar go. Doesn't matter. Okay? So you say hands in pocket. Good sitting. Then you must have a reinforcer. You say, no shouting, no running. Okay? Now you have to teach little phrases and words also. When they shout, you make them sit at a place. You say, you shout, I eat your pastry. No shout. You shout, pastry finish. And now take a big scoop of pastry and you have it. A lot of people have a lot of objection on, Rajni, what nonsense, you're putting sense of loss, he'll be psychologically damaged. I ask you a simple question. Yeah? Okay, agreed. He'll be psychologically damaged. Agreed. Okay, I take your point. But which is a bigger poison? One of the poisons you have to choose, okay? Your child completely out of control, not in instructional control, thereby you not being able to teach them any language, you not being any as in not English, Hindi, but any bits of language, you not being able to train them to say what they want to say in as many words to convey, okay? You not being able to train them to be independent with their life skills, to be able to brush, wash, potty. Is that a bigger poison? Or is imposing a little sense of loss that your pastry is gone? Is that a bigger poison? Life gives you hard choices, my people. Yeah? Imagine a kid who's grown up, who's learned, who's gone through school, who's gone through college, who comes back and says, you treated me so nasty and I don't like you. I don't want to stay with you. Now you have 2 choices. One is, you will say, my God, I'm ruined. I did so much for the kid and this one says this. That's not love for the kid. The other choice is, you're rejoicing, my child has so much language. Yeah? And then the next step, you probably could go for therapy together with the kid. Psychotherapy. That the person, because the child has enough awareness now to be able to understand that my mother did the best or my dad did the best. Problem is, 95 or 99% of parents of autistic children cannot even dream so far. Cannot even dream this far that my child can. And the worst part, the biggest injustice is, this is possible. Not just with my child, but with every child across the spectrum. I am not saying every child will clear UPSC and become IS officer. My son learned multiplication in 2017, okay, but he did his 10th. He did it without math, yeah. He did hotel management. He did his graduation, okay, with his autism, right? He's working. Certain skills will be hard for them. But the biggest skill we as parents need to teach the child is behavior correction on a sustained and permanent basis, not blaming sensory for everything. Okay, that's the worst thing to do. That's like hiding from hard work. Okay, he doesn't sit at a place. Oh, it is sensory. No. He's not trained enough to sit at a place because you did not do expectation setting. You did not say, we study, we sit. Sit down. You did not physically restrain him. Grab him by the shoulders lovingly. Okay, not like, not in the abuse way, lovingly, but grab him by the shoulders and put him in the chair. Say, we sit. Put a table in front of him. No way. Let him cry 45 minutes. Lot of people have a problem. You say, let the kid cry 45 minutes. Yeah. Would you rather not give an injection to your child and risk his or her life to dreaded diseases, or grab the child's thighs and get the injection done? Pick your poison. The pain of the injection is very small. The pain of that would be really big. Okay? Don't be foolish. Please, people. I am only talking logic. Yeah? So, you're going to have to set the behaviors right. Remember, no shouting, no yelling, no verbal abuse, no physical abuse, no anger, no show of anger, but as straight as a rock. Okay, the child does not surpass you. So you lovingly, you say, we sit, we work. Let's do it. Now, structured worksheets, structured day. So you have an entire structured day. Now a lot of people say, I don't have so much time. That's not my problem. That's your kid. If you're not losing sleep over the fact that you're going to die 20 years before your child, yeah, at least, then that's not my problem. I don't have time is a dignified way of saying, in my list of priorities for things to be done in 24 hours, this work does not fit in. Because there are other things which are more priority based, and I'm going to do those. That's not my problem. That is your problem. Okay? That is love problem. My kid was my priority. To chuck my job, not even go back to the office, write a resignation on the mail, never turn around to look back at it. Not that I was upset with it, but my child needed my time. Yeah? But how will we sustain our finances and this and that? Arey Baba, I'm not saying you also do the same. I'm saying make the time. Make the arrangement. Before you say a flat no, try a maybe. Right? So you're going to have to, initial years, you're going to have to put in the effort. There isn't another way. Okay? A lot of people don't like me for what I say, but this is, I was a banker. Yes. Yeah. HDFC Bank. How do you know? How do you know? I was a banker. Yeah. So basically, going back to the topic, you do expectation setting. Very clearly you tell the child, and you don't allow the child to do anything other than what you said, which means the child will cry, which is okay. You'll continue to say, I love you, but this cannot be done. So they try to get up, you put them down. Immense amount of patience. I agree. And I'm with all parents for that. Yeah? This is hard, but it's doable. 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, 21 days. Now the child knows my mother is like this wall. My dad is like this wall. They're not going to budge. No. So they will stop crying and they will start complying. Okay? Because you have lots of reinforcers. Give them a great deal when they listen to you. Oh my God, you're so good. Yeah? This I got for you. Go to the market, shop little kid things. Okay, don't give to the child. Keep it aside. Okay, and you say, okay, people have problem with that also. That you are teaching conditional love. अरे बाद में ठीक कर लेना भैया conditional love. अभी उसे सीखने लायक तो बना ले. Yeah, teach all of that unconditional love, and later when the child will develop the capacity to understand those complex concepts. Right now, teach them that they need to learn, because a child with whom no intervention has happened does not know that they need to learn. It's that hard. So you have to teach them to learn. So you sit them at a place, you make them work, okay? You do the entire process, you show them the reinforcer, which is conditional, okay? But the ultimate intent is good. You don't mean harm to the child, okay? So now you give that reinforcer to the child when they perform, okay, when they do, and withdraw when they don't. Now slowly we will remove the tangible reinforcer and replace it with intangible praise. Okay, going up Facebook, showing the child itne sare likes, you got so many likes, wow, talking to nani, dadi, grandparents, somebody, everybody praising. Now the child will begin to get into instructional control with you, which means the child will want to listen to you because there is merit in listening to you. This is the time then you will start teaching the 5-finger model, okay, which is, and this is researched, rehearsed, proven before and after. We've done it for enough number of years. 1 year less a decade, 2 decades, yeah, 20 years. 1 year less, 2 decades. That's 19 years of work has gone into it to tell you this model works. Okay, so you cut down behaviors using autism specific teaching and training techniques, which I just told you. Then you start teaching language using the method of pyramids, which is again science. What, who, where, when, why, how. Okay, then you go on to advanced pyramid, asking questions, inferential thinking building. That's why I said if a 13-year-old is saying this theory is bullshit, why is a 13-year-old still looking for answers when their child is 13? Because when we follow this, by 13 the child is going back and forth and the parent is now looking at options. Okay, do I do NIOS? My child is grade specific. Do I do CBSE? What are my future prospects? That parent is talking that. Got it? So you have to follow a system. Yeah, so you teach language, the basic pyramid, the advanced pyramid, critical thinking, reasoning skills, okay, followed by, inferential thinking, followed by critical thinking and reasoning skills. So there's an entire protocol to it, okay. Then you make them learn social skills, so get friends with other children, okay. Finally, you give them little responsibilities in the house. Do this, do that, pick up that, put it there. Instead of you interacting with your spouse from the kitchen, saying you want dal, let the kid go to dad and say you want dal and bring back the message, okay, like this. And then academics using autism specific teaching and training parenting techniques. Ladies and gentlemen, autism is science. Dealing with a kid with autism without the use of science is like expecting somebody to fly a plane without being a pilot. You know what will happen, yeah? You can't blame everything on sensory and expect miracles to happen, because that is not how things work with autism, yeah? I hope this little explanation cleared a lot of things to a lot of parents. If you want a detailed understanding of how do you cut behaviors with before and after videos, how do you increase the language, the social skills, the life skills and the academic skills, I invite you to join us in our masterclass, okay. Initially we used to do it only Fridays. Now of course we're doing it more often, yeah. So which is the nearest or the latest, my team will tell you. Type I in the chat box so that my team can send you the link for the masterclass, yeah, should you be interested. Please remember one thing very clearly, each one of you. Anything worth fighting for, yeah, anything worth a diamond, maybe gold, anything, a great position, being a CEO, anything in life will require you to fight tooth and nail. If it was coming easy, everybody would have gotten it, yeah. How long will it take for somebody to purchase a plastic mug versus a solitaire? They'll have to plan, they'll have to save their savings, they'll have to put in the effort. A plastic mug they will buy in 15 minutes, yeah, because that is worth fighting for, and your child has no comparison. No comparison, no solitaire can even come near, okay. So please understand, it is going to take effort. The sooner you realize, the better it is going to be for you. Because if you don't realize, man, you're in trouble. And then you'll be one of those at 13 years, still not finding answers, absolutely convinced that your child has disability, and now worried, how am I going to die? Yeah? Who's going to take care of this kid? At SASHAKT, you know what we do? We take away that worry from you. So when I had my accident, here, the one thing that I was very happy about was, okay, I came back alive, everything was good. And the other thing I was super happy about was, even if I did not come back alive, my son would have handled it because he's already a working professional, living in another city, not with a caretaker or an ashram, in a PG, managing his life, managing his finances. Life is kind. Yeah? I started at 2 years and 10 months. Doesn't mean if your child is older, it will not benefit you. It still will. Okay? हिंदी में बोलते हैं, वक्त रहते वक्त संभाल लो, वक्त निकल गया तो वक्त लौट के नहीं आएगा. Yeah? Please do the needful when you can. Because once the time is gone, man, time is gone. Yeah? I hope today's session was of value to you. Where is your clinic? We do online work. If you're interested to understand how to work with your child, type I so my team can give you the link. Other than that, we operate from Ulve. Until my plaster is cut and I can walk on my 2 feet, I would not be going to the hospital. The office. Yeah. After that, yes, I will be available in the office. Should you wish to see me or have a consultation, very welcome with open arms. But until, I am tied to my house, I am not going there. Yeah. And whoever your educator is, whoever you're dealing with, people, my only thing is, if you know what is right, no one will be able to fool you, right? And that's my whole point. Make sure that you know the right from wrong so that your child's future is safe. Because you know what? The way you will fight for your child, no therapist on planet Earth will fight that way. They'll fight, but it won't even be 50% of what you will do. Yeah? And if you know what needs to be done, then that therapist becomes your help. Yeah? Together the two of you grow. Otherwise, it is like expecting somebody to do everything for you. If they do it, you're very lucky. And if they don't do it, man, you're finished. Totally. Okay. We're already at 7:30 and I said that I will take questions and answers also. And the doctor has clearly told me not to sit too long hours in front of the screen. But this is my commitment to all of you. So I came. मुझे भी नहीं पता आपका, प्लीज़ मुझे बताना एक बार. रितु अनुज, हाँ जी, क्या बताऊँ रितु? मेरा नाम रजनी है, मैं एक स्पेशल एजुकेटर हूँ. हमारे ऑल ओवर द कंट्री 30,000 से ऊपर स्टूडेंट्स हैं. हम ऑनलाइन में पेरेंट्स को सिखाते हैं. मेरे स्टूडेंट्स पेरेंट्स हैं. हम उनको गाइड करते हैं, सिखाते हैं कि सही और गलत कैसे है, बच्चे के साथ कैसे काम करना है, ताकि हर घर में हम एक स्पेशल एजुकेटर प्रोवाइड कर सकें. एक ऐसा स्पेशल एजुकेटर जो कभी छुट्टी ना ले, जो तनख्वाह ना मांगे, जो शादी करके चला ना जाए, जो बच्चे के साथ रहे और जिसे इतनी समझ हो कि जो बाहर वाले एजुकेटर को हायर करे तो पता रहे कि ये क्या कर रहे हैं, ये मेरे बच्चे का पोपट तो नहीं बना रहे, और ढंग से सारा काम होता रहे, ताकि मेरे जय की तरह आपका बच्चा भी आगे से आगे बढ़ सके. ठीक है? पता लग गया अब मेरे बारे में. और जानना है तो हमारे YouTube के चैनल्स हैं, इंग्लिश है, हिंदी है, वहाँ ज्वाइन करिए. मास्टर क्लास है, आई टाइप करिए तो मास्टर क्लास का लिंक मेरी टीम आपको दे देगी. अटेंड करिए मास्टर क्लास, देखिए, सीखिए हम क्या कराते हैं. अपने मन को पूछिए, मैं मेहनत डालने को राजी हूँ. राजी हो तो आ जाओ फिर, है ना. तो अब 30,000 से 31 होंगे, फिर 32 होंगे, तो होने ही है ना. ठीक है. Okay, I'll take 1 or 2 questions only. Owing to my health, I'm not going to push this. Okay. आपको तो पता है मैम बहुत अच्छे से। क्या जी? मुझे अच्छा ये, हाँ थोड़ा बहुत जानती हूँ, हाँ थोड़ा बहुत जानती हूँ। 19-20 साल काम किया यार, नहीं जानूंगी क्या थोड़ा बहुत? अपना बच्चा मैंने उधर तक पहुँचाया। मेरे बच्चे का दोस्त एक्सिस बैंक में असिस्टेंट मैनेजर है. He works as assistant manager in Axis Bank in Jaipur, and these boys keep meeting. Okay, so he tells me this time I won't come home, I'm going to Rishabh. I have seen autism from the other side of enabled children, enabled adults, and it's not just my son and a couple more. Thousands of children on our platform are doing so well. They are progressing so well. It's just a shift in the perspective. Yeah? Please stop allowing anybody to tell you it's a disability and unless you do OT, anything else won't work, because that is bullshit. OT is good, it's great, but alone OT is insufficient. You need all the 5 fingers in place: behavior correction, language development, social skills, self-help skills, and academic skills. Without incorporating all of these and having the parent as the center focus, center point, the child is not going nowhere. That's a given, because the child stays with you. Child doesn't have so much of memory to begin with. Autistic child, we develop later on memory and concentration through techniques. So to begin with, they don't have so much memory that what they did in the therapy center they will remember and come back home and generalize and use it in their real life. If that was the case, they were not autistic in the first place. So they might do 5 in my head, 3 on my fingers, and write 8. But if you are not generalizing it with taking the child to the market and saying pick 5 Maggie, pick 3 biscuits, now tell me how much is this, and then saying this is the same what you did in the classroom, your child is not going nowhere. Trust me, because they have not generalized that when you go to that place, that room, you sit and you have a white table and you answer, and that's the end of it, and you don't apply it anywhere else. Unfortunately, the therapists don't tell you how to make it generalized at home. That is a parent's job. Unless you put yourself into the game, out of the stands in the game, it's difficult. Yeah? आपका नाम रजनी. ओके जी, रजनी है मेरा नाम. ओके आप मेरे YouTube चैनल में देखिए मैम, आपको काफ़ी वीडियोस मिलेंगे उसमें. हम यही कर रही हूँ मैं, है ना. ऑटिस्टिक बच्चे की तरह ये मेरा स्टिम है, स्टिमिंग बिहेवियर है, ऑटिज्म की स्टडी यही करती हूँ मैं. पैर चोट है नहीं है, जो है तबीयत खराब है फिर भी कर रही हूँ, यही करते हैं. हाँ, 22 years worried about his future, how to find his interest, how will he earn. Oh, aren't we a little late to try to find what is he interested in at age 22? Yeah. I would need a little more questions on that. It'll be great if you would meet up with my team and book an appointment. Okay, I don't know, I mean, this is not a sales call, please. I'm already, doctor says no work, no work, no work, but I'm still here. But I'm saying this that I would need to know a little more, because 22 is like, it's a big age. I don't know how much academics is there. I don't know how much behavior correction, how much of language development. Is there a back and forth like at the age of 21? No, 20 and a half, 21. My son had cleared his interview with JW Marriott on his own without his mother. Online, of course. Yeah. So, clearing interview means we have overcome all language barriers, whereas he wouldn't speak one word when 2 years, 10 months, then going forward up to 6 years, single word maybe. So, it has to be developed through the system, like I said. So I don't know how much of social, how much of language, how much of life skills, what kind of interest. So it'll be good if you can book an appointment. And again, I don't know what is the waiting list right now. I'm not going to the office. They'll be able to guide you better. But we'll have to look at it a little more closely as to what the child can do. Yeah, not a child anymore, adult. फी क्या है मैम? 199 रुपये है सर वेबिनार की. 199। आपको तो जानती हूँ मैं। अच्छा, आप जानते हो मुझे, बहुत अच्छी बात है। और क्या लिखा आपने, मुझे नहीं पता आप कौन हो प्लीज़। अच्छा, तो अभी तो बताया यार मैंने। चलिए, इससे पहले कि मेरे डॉक्टर का स्टिंकर आ जाए, क्योंकि मेरा परिवार साइड से फ़ोन भी कर देता होता है कि ये हटती नहीं। I will make a note, all of you who typed I in the chat. My team will send you the link. Until we meet next time, bye bye.